Thank you, Scary. Welcome, welcome, and happy President's Day. Hope everybody had a wonderful day. We did here at Silhouette Patterns, except guys know we couldn't ship. Can't ship without the post office. So we had a non-ship day. So that means packages will be a little slower if y'all will just be patient. That would be much appreciated. Welcome, welcome. So tonight we're going to do our spring forecast. We're excited. There's so many beautiful things out there. It's just exciting. I don't know how else to say it. We've released our 4 new spring patterns. We'll talk about those. And then what we'll do is just answer questions throughout. It doesn't make any sense for you to not ask questions or to hold them. We'll just have a dialogue. So we'll go, as we go through the photos and everything, we will ask questions. So feel free to ask questions as we go. Okay, so we're going to start tonight by just letting you know that, oh, I forgot one thing, sorry. Our giveaways, we do have giveaways, but we're going to hold off for the next 2 weeks, for the next time. So see, there's a warning. If you don't get to watch live next time, because we're going to have some giveaways. But some ladies have just been very generous, and nobody really wants their name said, which is nice. But we'll do that next time. Okay, so we're going to start with what's going on for spring 2019. And there's lots. There's lots. Everybody gets to do, I think, what they like. But there's definitely some things that are out. All right. So let's go to picture number 1. Let's start there. I picked this one up for you because I wanted you to know that shorts, I think this is so interesting to me that shorts are in for spring. Like, when have shorts not been in for spring? But I found them several places, in fact, and actually what they're doing is they're wearing them with blazers. So women have said to me all the time, well, I don't work anymore, I don't need blazers. Well, now if you wear shorts, you need a blazer to go with it. So I think that's just cute. But I'm going to have Benjamin go ahead and just keep going for a little bit. Okay, so here I wanted you to see this one. And I'm not sure if we can get that picture to be a little bit larger because I really wanted you to see this up close. Because I took 2 photos of this. Can they see the side of that by chance? Or does it zoom in like that? Yeah, go to the first one. That one right there. And can you get that one larger by chance? Okay, so because what I want you to see is this is shorts, and obviously it's paired with stripes because shorts and stripes are what are so popular for spring. But I'm trying to get that price to see if you can just see that price. And that price is what? I can't read it from where I am. $1,900. That's what I wanted you to see. Now, I don't know very many of us who can't make this $1,900 outfit if we decided we wanted to. So you can see it's a high-low skirt. It's only covering, 3/4 of the body. And the shorts and the skirt match for $1,900. So you all can make your very own shorts and skirt that go together, and you can save a lot of money. They always say you don't save money by sewing. I would disagree. I would definitely disagree. Okay, so the 2 things that are here in these pictures are shorts and definitely stripes. Stripes, you guys, are just, they've gone manic. I think really they've gone just nutso, and stripes are just that popular. All right, let's keep going. You guys, I don't have the numbers of the photos, and he doesn't have the order. So he's going in order, but I don't have his order. Anyway, just be patient with us. So the reason I wanted you to see this is there's a couple things that are popular here. Number 1 is leotards. So that tight bodysuit, if it was years ago, is very stylish with ruffles. So ruffles are being shown a lot. Ruffles are very stylish. Ruffles, gathers, ruching, all of that kind of stuff is really stylish. But instead of pairing it, and a lot of times it's been balanced with a jacket, it's not being balanced. It's just with a leotard. So I thought that was kind of an interesting combination. And y'all know these runway shows are not meant, they're not really what's going to be out there. It's really just kind of almost an art exhibit on some level. Doesn't mean that some don't translate, but very few actually do. You know, the pattern that we coupled with the stripes was the top I have on. It's 129 and it's called the asymmetrical front tie striped blouse, because these ties are everywhere. We'll see that a little bit later. Ties, bows, stripes, all of those things pulled together. You're going to see the full sleeves, which I'll show you a little bit later, but that was the reason for this pattern. That was the reason why I felt like it was a good tie-in with what was going on with spring. All right, let's keep going. This you're going to see is the bright colors. The bright colors, interestingly enough, are not florals. The bright colors are solids or stripes, and there's florals, but the florals we're going to see are very small. So there's no like bright florals, like not Hawaiian, you know, that is really kind of timely looking. So these bright stripes and bright solids by themselves, and then florals, but not kind of all in one. And that really separates it, because there have been large flowers in the past, whereas, I mean a long time past, and they're not showing those at all. All right. This is a perfect example. The asymmetric with those brights, with the ruching, you know, that's a really current look. So those type of things would make it look current, whereas if it was a floral and large prints on that floral, that would take it away. But I really like this. I really like those colors. They're calling them sunrise colors. And so that's the color of the sun. Makes sense. All right. All right, so here what you have is your tie-dye. Not only your blazer, sorry, your double-breasted blazer. A couple weeks ago on YouTube, I showed you these double-breasted blazers, kind of things to watch out for. The button placement especially, which, you know, I mean, look, and I don't ever mean to really make fun of fashion, because, gosh, these fashion designers, you know, they have lots of things in mind, and because we don't get their end result doesn't mean it's good or bad. It's fashion, and fashion is art. It's art worn on the body. This to me somehow looks like a cow, and the bottom of a cow, and the udder, and those buttons, and the way they're placed, and the colors, and the contrast just don't work for me. But the tie-dye is really stylish, and the double-breasted is really stylish. The two going together just kind of didn't make it happen, but yeah, and this, again, these bold colors, and notice that they're not floral bolds. They are bolds, but they are solid bold and solid mixed and tie-dyed, as opposed to floral. I like them. I really like these bold colors. So I showed this one because yellow is trying to make a comeback, but every time they say yellow makes a comeback, I just don't see it. Now, interestingly enough, this is actually Eileen Fisher, and you know Eileen Fisher only does 3 colors, which is black, gray, and white. So for her to do yellow, I think is a huge, when I saw that, I thought, wow, that's just large. You know, it's just, she just doesn't do bright colors like this. So it's really interesting. Or, you know, she hasn't traditionally. I know she's done some, but she hasn't traditionally done a yellow, especially a yellow. Yellow is a very risky color. Not a lot of people like or wear yellow. If you love it, you love it, and if you don't, you don't. It's kind of not, no one's going to get converted to yellow because it's in style. Okay? I got sent this email yesterday, and I asked if I could show it. I had to just get a grip on this. So all things are acceptable. So here you see a cross between the wide leg and the skinny leg, and either she couldn't make up her mind or she decided she liked a little of both. Either way, I think that this tells me, when I think to myself that I couldn't pull off this look, it must be because I don't have enough confidence, I decided. I just don't have enough confidence to pull this off. But just wanted to show you all just in case you did. Okay, denim is still really strong. Chambray, denim, all of those. Denim, you know, it's interesting because a couple years back on Fit to Stitch, we had a denim guy who'd been in denim his whole entire life. And he, you know, yoga pants came and really took everybody by surprise and kind of caught him off guard. And then denim is just making such a strong comeback, which is not surprising to me, but it's interesting how these trends kind of come and go, and it's almost hard to predict or see them. But denim is just really, really strong. And we've got some really nice stretch denims in, so that's a good thing. Okay. Here's your tie-dye, your shorts, and your blazer. It's all mixed in together. This is a really, or maybe that's a skirt. I can't see that. But anyway, just a really strong spring 2019. Years from now, if you look at that picture, you should be able to tell the year it is because of all that's going on at the same time. Notice the tie-dyes are in bold colors as well. There's some pastels I saw as well, but those bold colors are really representing our springs. And then again, another tie-dye. The tie-dye doesn't have to be lots of colors. 2 colors is the way to go. And because of that, actually, I did our the new pattern 4009. I actually did that in a tie-dye. Let me just kind of move this over here. Let me show that to you. The Morocco's dress. I just fell in love with this dress. I got it when I first saw it when I was down in Florida. So someone asked me today, does it have a sleeve or doesn't it have a sleeve? Well, what happens with this dress is there's 2 layers. And of course I did it in tie-dye and then something that matched it, which we've got a lot of coordinates that would look really good. That black stars we just put up today, 1 layer is light and 1 layer is heavier than the other. That would make an amazing dress coordinated together. That's an amazing coordination combo. But anyway, this dress has 2 layers. If you wanted to put a sleeve on, you could. We put a sleeve in the pattern just so that you would have a sleeve. But in this combo, what it is there's a slit in the dress. There's a little loop at the shoulder, whether you have a sleeve or not. There's a little loop at the shoulder, and then there's a little button down here. And what happens is this comes up and buttons into there, and it forms a little ruffle sleeve, and it cascades to the front. And you can either wear just one side up or you can wear both sides up. It's totally your choice. This is the one that's on the front. So you can see same thing. It's got just a little cascading, and it can come up. The slit comes up and it buttons up to the shoulder. And so, like I said, you can wear both like that and then the base dress underneath, or you can wear it asymmetric like I've got the pink tie-dye. And this is just a really current trend right now. We've got a pink tie-dye, we've got that blue tie-dye. They're both great. They're both, I believe they're both rayon knits. And so they drape well. They're just perfect. They're perfect for what's going on right now. And for the top that I've got on, boy, I put up a whole bunch of stripes today. These stripes are just absolutely, they're just great. I mean, and almost all the stripes I put up are 2-way stretch, which it's easier if you have a 2-way stretch with a stripe, just a little easier to work with. I know the one we put up was a 1-way, but it's a beautiful, beautiful stripe. And we just got those stripes in. I've been screaming for stripes, I think, since like November. It's really hard to get, and we got them, we found them, and you know, we've got them up on the site. We've got more. We'll put them up, but we've got a nice mix that we put up today that I think you'll really like. Stripes, they're doing everything imaginable with stripes. The cut up tee 117 is a great pattern right now, very stylish. But just go shopping and look and see all that stripes are. You just can't hardly pass a rack without stripes. They're really saturated. All right, and then I wanted you to see this because lace is really popular. I think I'm not going to make fun of any more of these. I don't mean to make fun of them. It's just when I look at this, it looks like she was a bride and she dropped her veil down around her waist. I don't like it. But lace is really popular, and there's lots of really good lace out there, and it's very pretty. So just lace, like if you want to let it hang out from the bottom of your shirt, is really nice. If you want to do a little sleeve. And I've got some ideas that I'm going to show for lace. Yeah, this is another lace. And, you know, again, a lot of these being behind the scenes at one of these fashion weeks, I really got to get a fairly good idea that they're not doing these to sell. They're really doing these for impact, for talking, for that people will really communicate about, oh, did you see XYZ? It's almost not a shock factor, but a shock factor that they really want to see what's going on. And they're really just kind of playing with what they think is what's going to happen. For instance, you can online watch the Armani, this is just one example, the Giorgio Armani spring show. And then I went into the store. I was in California at Fashion Island and went into that mall to the Giorgio Armani store. It's not even close to the runway, just not even close. So I just think it's interesting to always see those interpretations and those differences between the two. Because so many people have said to me, well, who would wear those? Well, it's not really meant for people to wear. Certainly they don't think anyone's going to walk around wearing this ensemble as it is. So that doesn't mean some pieces aren't taken seriously, but others are, like I said, art. Okay. This I wanted you to see because this is the whole tie and the bow and the whole wrap, tie, bow effect is very strong. I think if we look at a lot of this is feminine. It's very feminine dressing, and it's interesting that it's so strong. I mean, it has been moving that way, but it's really strong for spring. Is this feminine wrap dressing. Here it is a tie. Then if you look at the next picture, oh, I guess I didn't put it up. It's just a bow. It's just tied and then hung down as opposed to actually being tied in a bow. So if you're not the bow kind of person and can't there you go. Thank you for finding that. Yeah, so you can see that bows are really popular. You're going to see a lot of bows around, but if you're not a bow person and you can't handle it being a bow, just tie it and then let it hang down. Kind of like what I've got on. Yep. Bow, no bow. Bow, no bow. All right, this I wanted you to see because of those ruffles. You know, the ridges, what is it? Ruffles have ridges or ruffles? Anyway, the ruffles are just really, and also notice the bold colors. Again, the same things are here together. And so it makes it good. Is the Morocco, oh, what shirt are you wearing? I'm wearing 129. It's the new pattern 129. It's not the one on the cover. I did another one. This was done with a border print. I don't know that I would do it again. I like it. I like it. I just think that there's almost too much going on. Is the Morocco dress knit fabrics only? Yes and no. If you do the Morocco dress, so again, knit fabrics, what's the difference between knit and woven? If you do it, how to get it off and on and how to move. So if you do the Morocco dress out of a woven, you can do that because the neckline's big enough you can get it off and on. But the sleeve is meant for a knit. So the pattern is meant for a knit. You could sub it if you didn't put the sleeve in, and if you just decided to wear it asymmetric like this, you could do it, you know, out of a woven. You can combine a woven and a knit. You can, you know, it's a lot of flexibility. Probably by far, I just absolutely love that pattern. It's just cute, cute, cute. So that's why it was very hard to draw. And I mean, you know, we even have a professional artist do it, and it's hard because you can't draw movement. So you can't draw from the back flat to how it looks on the cover. That's a hard thing to do. Are smaller stripes or larger stripes considered feminine? They're both. They're both in. Yeah, either one. Okay, let's keep going. Border prints. Border prints. You're seeing a lot of border prints. I don't know what else to say. I've just really been surprised. It seems like, and sometimes they're really hard to find, and yet I've seen them a lot. A lot of fabrics I've looked at, and there was a time where I'd buy almost any border print I saw because border prints are like, wow, they're border prints. But I've kind of peeled back from that just because there are so many. So you've seen a lot of them in retail. And I think it's simply because they really differentiate a dress. They really make it look different. But also the reason I pulled this photo is I wanted you to see, it's very common to do the darker sides. So again, with us all wanting to look thinner than what we are, those darker sides, and they don't have to be black, but darker sides are really helping us look thinner than what we are. Okay? I wanted you to see this one because white, head to toe, monochromatic white is really stylish for spring. And I think this is actually one I've seen in the stores already. So as I went to see Escada, has a lot of white in. They have yellow, they have pinks, they have a lot of brights, but they have white. And Giorgio Armani has a beautiful blue that he's got in. Whites also, he had white. Just a lot of, I was surprised how many designers had white. I think, and the reason I say that is because white is really a short-lived color. It's not like you can buy white and wear it for 10 years, you know, it just doesn't happen. You're lucky if you can get 1 year out of it. So a lot of times, like with a white blouse or a white jacket, I'll make those at the beginning of the season, and we've got some beautiful whites I'll put up in the next couple weeks. Whites and creams, those neutrals together, are just really, really pretty. Okay, next one. This is the yellow. I wanted you to see it again because it was on the runway numerous times, so I just wanted you to kind of get another glimpse of it. Animal. We just can't get away from animal. I hope y'all like animal prints. If you don't, somehow, you know, get it in your psyche how great they are, because they just continue. They don't go away. And I just remember 20 years, no, it hasn't been that long, but it's been over 10 when they were really first coming in. But I guess women just like them, and they've become norm. They're kind of just like stripes, animal prints. So they're really, really popular. And we've got some great animal prints I think you'll really like. And we'll go from there. You see that jacket again, that blazer. Blazer's being worn quite a bit with shorts, with little T-tops like you see here, with T-shirts. I think it's just trying to be blended in as a typical everyday thing that we wear, not to work, it's just trying to give it a more casual feel. We do have a new blazer this for spring. I did it because blazers are so strong, and it's this one. It's behind me. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's pieced, as you guys can see. It's a zip up the front. Well, just that mannequin doesn't turn very well, but anyway, it's just beautiful. You can get a better picture of it online. Calvin Klein was the designer of the original, and there's so many different fabrics that can be done in. An animal print with a solid would be beautiful. You could do it in bright colors, again blocked with solids. There's just so many ways to do it and really do it well. And then, of course, just throw it on with your favorite shorts or jeans, either one. Okay, let's go on. Oh, that is the last one? Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's answer questions. Okay. Peggy, will you have patterns for sale while you're in Puyallup? No. We are going to be in the Kai booth. I appreciate that question because I forget to tell people. I'll be in the Kai Scissor booth on Thursday from 4 to 6, but those are the only 2 hours I'll be at the show. I've got a class Thursday morning, then a class Friday morning, and then the dinner we're going to do Thursday night. If you guys want to meet and greet us for dinner, we've got a dinner just right across from the fairgrounds, and it's on the website if you want to sign up. It's just $25. That's literally the price it costs for dinner. But it's just fun to get together. We started it last year, and it's just a good time to be shopping all day and sewing all day and doing whatever all day, and then just sit down for a quick bite. So from 4 to 6, I'll be in the Kai booth, and then I think at 6 o'clock is our dinner. We'll go 6 to 8. All right? Are the 2 layers of the Morocco dress the same, or the top one has more flare than the bottom one? That is a secret. That's in the pattern. Dress. Covering up makes you look heavier. Not with this asymmetric. This is really adorable. It's so cute on with this, you know, I wouldn't wear the dress both sides down to me because it's just, what's the point of the dress? I just love it with one side up. That I've worn it quite a bit because I actually got the dress last summer. So I wore it quite a bit last summer, and I wore it to an art show, and just people would not shut up. It's a cute dress, very cute. Are there darts under the drape layer of the Moroccan dress? There are, of course. Peggy, can you turn the dresses all around on the mannequins? Well, here's the dress here. It would be easier. The mannequins don't turn very well, you guys. There's the dress. I'll let one side down so you can just see what it looks like one side down and one side up. What is the fabric that the jacket is made of? This is a silk. This was just something I had in my stash and I used it and I only had a few yards, but it's a silk. What do you think do you think color blocking works for the new jacket? I do. I do. It'd be beautiful. It would be just right in for spring. Those bright colors, like that one picture we saw where the bright colors are put together. It's exactly, absolutely. Peggy, can you plan next year for Friday at Kai or Saturday? No? No, you guys, I can't, no. We come from Canada, always have to work on Thursdays. I know, so do I. I got to get home because I got to work. So that's why, you know, Puyallup always ask us to teach, and I don't know how many more years I'm going to be able to do it because it's just a long way out there, and it's, anyway, we'll do our best. How's that? Okay? Would you please show us the front of the jacket? Yeah. Let me. It's zipper up the front. This mannequin, it's not, you know, it's too small for the mannequin, but anyway, it's just a zipper up the front. I'll kind of show you that side so you can see the little waistband here goes all the way around. Oh, I just love it. Just absolutely love it. It's a little bit small for the mannequin that it's on, so sorry about that. Are the dress layers attached? They are. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, you guys, you're not. What do you do with your leftover fabric after sewing up an outfit? Well, actually, years ago, our high school, two things happened. My third son, Christopher, he was in his senior year. He built the sets. He just really enjoyed doing it as a hobby, and so signed up for the theater class. He didn't want to be on stage. He wanted to be behind the scenes, and he really liked doing the set work and doing all that kind of stuff. And so he came home one day and said that the theater was looking, or that, you know, the drama department needed fabric. And did I have fabric? And I said I did. In fact, that's a lot. I had a lot of fabric, actually. And so they were looking for something specific. I satisfied what they needed and then took care of other things that they needed. And then the principal of that high school is actually a really good and dear, I'll call her friend, customer. She actually lives just a few streets over. She's retired now. She was the principal when he was there. She actually went on to be the, on the school district board. In fact, I think she was the administrator of the whole Richardson ISD. And so, anyway, but even after she left, we continued to give fabric to the high school drama department, again, because they're always looking for fabrics. And they always produce plays every year. They're just a great drama department, and so that's kind of what I do. That's one thing I do. There's several things I do with that fabric, but that's one thing I do. Is the outer layer the gray top? Gray top, the one I have on? Oh, this one? This is a dress? Is the outer layer chiffon? No. Nope. No, I know it's hard to see sometimes, you guys, the fabrics that are here. On the white blouse behind you, can you make a separated seam in the sleeve? They are separate pieces. You have to make separate pieces. That's in the pattern. Yeah, again, I didn't really talk that much about blouses, you guys. Blouses have so made a comeback. Like, I remember a few years ago, I remember literally thinking, like, we were one day never going to have blouses. There just weren't that many. Women didn't want them. You know, everything was like stretch something. It was a knit. I just thought, and I remember saying it numerous times, blouses are going to become extinct. And yet it's fascinating to me how they are just so popular. They're beautiful, beautiful blouses. I've done some of them on YouTube. They're just gorgeous. I mean, they're really, really pretty. So I love this, obviously, because of the sleeve. And so These are all separate pieces, so that's why I did the pattern. It's a little tricky to get the pieces to be the right amount and the right width and all that kind of stuff. Wear it with a belt, without a belt, it doesn't matter, but it's just beautiful. Also in the directions, we show you how to make the tassel, and the binding is really beautiful as well. So I picked features on a blouse that we didn't have on other blouses. So again, I'm really encouraging the whole Mr. Potato Head concept. You can kind of do it on anything you want to and put it anywhere you want to. But I just absolutely fell in love with this blouse, and I hope you do too. It's really nice. Can you make the blouse seam open? Can you make the blouse seam open? I'm not sure what you're asking. How do you recommend shortening the dress for a 5'2" person? Should it be knee length? I would literally take it off the bottom, because by taking it off the bottom, not only are you shortening it, but you're reducing the volume. And for 5'2", you don't need that volume. So I would just literally take it right off the bottom, and that'll do both shortening it and reducing the fullness. Yeah, and very easy to do. Obviously, just cut it off what you want. And yes, I would go a little longer than knee length. I think it's a little longer than knee length, but that's totally your call. All right, how we doing? Questions? You guys got it? 4 new patterns. We've got 129, the one I've got on, 609 Ariel's blouse, 1919, I'm sorry, Calvin's jacket, and 4009 Morocco's dress. Those 4. So we've got you covered. We got a t-shirt, we got a blouse, we've got a jacket, and we've got a dress. We got you walking. Like a peekaboo sleeve in the blouse. I don't know if I know what a peekaboo sleeve is, you guys. Sorry. Does the blouse have a bust dart? Yes. Yes. Now, I'm not a believer in gathers over a bust dart. And because a bust dart is a function of the garment, and it's flat and it's smooth, where gathers, you know, I don't know. Don't know that I really care for that. So I'm a dart kind of girl. I just believe they make you look thinner, and who doesn't want to look thinner? All right. Got that one. All right, you guys, if we end early, that means you have more time to sew. Is that fair? But also, if we end early, can 129 be made without the tie? I don't know. I mean, I guess anything can be made, but if you're not going to do the tie, why do 129? Is that fair? Just throwing that out there. Just, you know, take the sleeves and put them on something else. You know, this piece comes all the way up here. The top's, you know, not complicated to make, but it's pretty complicated pattern as far as pattern work goes. So because there's so many ties out there, because there's so many asymmetrics and all that kind of stuff going on, I tried to do them on YouTube and couldn't do them on YouTube because they're just too complicated. I don't think you guys would follow that many do this, do this, and do thises. You know, there's like 10. And so that's when I decided I needed to really do a pattern that kind of had those ties. So if you're not a tie kind of person, just don't eat, I would just stay away. But could you take it off? Yeah, but literally the pieces turn into ties. So I'm, you know, I don't know how to tell you to do that just off the top of my head. Can you show the top you were wearing in the back? Yeah, now the back is just plain, although because remember this was a border print, I did the border print down the back. So the back is just solid, but because I have the border print, I turned it up sideways. Okay. Here in New Zealand, hi. Hi, New Zealand. We're on opposite seasons to you, so would these trends flow to our spring in 6 months? They do, yeah. You guys do follow us. I hate to say follow, but you're after. So our spring and your spring are the same springs. The runway show is worldwide. You just get it a little bit later than we get it. Okay. How would you go about picking your size for the dress? What we usually wear in the dress, same size. Yeah. same size as the dresses. Don't go to the top. I would go to the dresses. Could we just use one layer of the dress over 95 and pants? Sure. That's a great idea. I like that idea. That's cute. But you got to have if you only had one layer of the dress, you guys, no, it pulls up too high. You can see, I mean, you'd need, I don't know, I guess you could. You probably need a little shell on underneath, a little tank or something. Or not, you know, your call. In one of your Let's Sew episodes, you showed how to release a dart to fullness on a top. Does the front side then have to be lengthened? I showed how to release a dart into fullness. I pivoted it to the waist. Is that what you mean? Does the front side then have to be lengthened? I'm lost at what you're asking. I'm sorry. Darts, generally with darts, with a bust dart, you have two options. That's either stitch it or move it. If you stitch it, you have no problems. If you move it, the side seams are equal anyway. You can't release a dart right there where it is. So I don't think I've ever said that. If I have, maybe, or if you heard that, maybe you misunderstood what I said. But you can't release a bust dart where it is at the side seam. Can't do that. You're completely doing away with the dart if you do that. I mean, I guess you can, but the goal is to preserve the dart by either stitching it or moving it or transferring it into another style. Can you please talk more about the jacket and show it again? Sure. All right, so this is the jacket. It's a zip up the front jacket. The mannequin is small, so that's why I can't close it. But anyway, so it's got beautiful, it's almost like a stained glass. It's got beautiful inserts in here. So these pieces are different. 1900, the jacket 1900 is the base. Beautiful two-piece sleeve. Oh, love this fabric. You can see that they're the side panel and the back, and again the shoulder, and then the inserts here. It's got a kind of an Asian feel to me. I don't know if it's just this fabric or in general, but I really, really like it. It's got a very small neckband. It's got a two-piece sleeve, princess seam. It's lined, center back seam. Same fit as 1900. So if you've done 1900 and you've got that fitted, make the same changes to these pieces and go for it. Again, so many fabrics would just look beautiful. Does that help? Is that better? Does the white blouse have a closer in the back? No, the white blouse has a slit up the front, and the back has a pleat. Because these mannequins are really hard to turn around. It has a pleat in the back. It's just a little, you know, I mean, you don't have to put the pleat in. You could just move it off the pattern, or move the pattern off the fabric if you don't want a back pleat, but I just really liked it, and so I duplicated that. I love the sleeves on 129. Are they set in or kimono? They're set in. How many, again, with kimono, you guys, I know that many of us like kimono. The problems with kimonos is we have real fit issues, especially if we're busty. Busty and kimonos don't really like each other. There's things you can do to minimize it, but it does cause a lot of problems. So generally, if I can do a full sleeve to make it look the best it can look, I'll do it in a set in so that it minimizes the amount of side effects, I'll call them, that you get a lot of times from a kimono sleeve. Okay. How many yards of fabric are needed for the dress? I don't know, you guys. That's on, just click the envelope and it says it right on the back. You know, I mean, on each of the patterns, if you go into the patterns and click the envelope, it'll show you the back, and then you can see all the yardages there. Can we see the gray dress again? Yeah, just tell, I mean, kind of tell me what you're looking for, and then I can help you. Is the jacket lined? Does it have shoulder pads? It is lined, and in this particular jacket, you guys, this has 1-inch shoulder pads in it. I just love this jacket. I mean, I just love these patterns, but you know, I tried to stop saying that because It's me. Obviously, if I didn't really like them, I wouldn't have brought them into the line, but I just always am looking for different and interesting, simple and complex. I want both. There's lots of different things I'm always looking for. What is the base for Morocco's dress? It's the 4000, the swing dress is the base. I can't really tell, but did you add piping to the jacket? No. You could add piping though. This is actually in the pattern to do this. So it is a trim. It's about a 1/2 inch wide. And so the pattern tells you to do it. You cutting the strip, you sew it in between the seam when you're sewing these two together, and then you fold it toward the center back seam, turn under the seam allowance, and top stitch. So you've got a little top stitch seam right here, but it causes some beautiful silhouette, I guess. And this, because it doesn't have any on it, it almost looks like a little peplum. It's just beautifully fitted. It's really pretty. So no, but you could use piping. There's no difference between all these. If you decided to use piping, that would just be another option of doing it, you know, without the binding. It's kind of like a binding is what it is, but it's not, I didn't do it as a separate piece. Well, it's hard to explain. I did do it as a separate piece, so if you didn't want that on there, you don't have to have it. It just separates all the pieces of the back and of the front as well. Okay. The sleeve is plain. It gives really the attention to the body. Very beautiful. What fabric is used for the trim on the jacket? 2117. 2117. I can't believe I remembered that, but it did. How did you get the black along the seam lines on the jacket? Well, that's what I just said. Or maybe this came in before I said it. You sew the two together, and the black cut piece is sewn in between. The directions have all this in there, you guys. They're really step by step, so it's really easy to follow. Where the top stitching is, it has all of that. Does the Morocco's dress has bust darts or French darts? Bust darts. Well, no, they're kind of in between. Kind of, sort of. I guess it would be a French dart. It would be a French dart because there's no waist dart in the Morocco dress. It's just the bust dart. It's like the swing dress. The base is the swing dress. The blouse you're wearing have darts. No, the darts are built into this blouse. The darts are built into the seam line on this particular blouse. This is a crazy pattern. I'm telling you, you guys. You'll look at this pattern and go, whoa, she has really lost it. Just follow the directions. Don't panic. Just follow the directions. But there's, you know, it's very clearly done. The pattern's marked. We tried. We tested. We were very cautious to do it very carefully. You know, it's one of these we might have a sew along on. But just follow. Just follow. Don't try to figure it out ahead of time, because unless you're doing it, you're not going to, I don't think you're going to get it. That's up to you. What's the base pattern for the top you're wearing? 195, the sweater set. It's a knit base. The knit bases are always 195. The blouse base is always 600. The jacket bases are always 1900, which they are. And then the swing dress is 4000. I mean, 4009 for that one. All right, are we having fun yet? Yay! It's going to be spring, you guys. I'm telling you, I don't care what the groundhog says or what he sees, or, you know, come Groundhog Days, we are almost there. Can you raise the neckline on the dress? Of course. Yeah, use your French curve. On the top I have on, I did, again, every time I do a pattern, I try to do a neckline that we don't have in something else. I mean, this neckline in this blouse, these gathers are beautifully into this little neckline. It's thin, but it just curls around and wraps on top, and you top stitch. It's really pretty. I mean, it's really a nice little method. This one is a, I mean, we've had a knit band before, but I went ahead and put it in this one. This jacket neckline also is a little bit different. The only one that's probably the same is the Morocco's dress. But again, I try to do different sleeves, different necklines, so you've got all these great parts, and you can kind of design your own look if you don't like what I've given you. The parts, I think, have value. because all the sleeves fit into all the blouse armholes, and all the knit sleeves fit into all those armholes. So I think that those parts have value, even if you don't like the styling that I've decided to put out there. Okay? All right, so we are going to bid adieu, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. For now, you guys, we are filming this week for PBS, so we're on the set. We're at KERA, and that's kind of exciting. Our YouTube this week is going to be from the set, we hope. If I can get everybody to sign off approvals. Laundry list of approvals we've had to go through, but let's see what happens. And we hope to be there on Thursday, so you'll see it on Thursday. All right? So that means we'll see you in 2 weeks. Happy sewing, everybody. Get your patterns, get your fabric. We have it all for you. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.